Okay, Vortex, something I was just thinking about that I think I need to bring up because there probably have been people in the Vortex that have thought this either about me or maybe they have this problem. So I mentioned the fact that I'm gonna eat some cereal with y'all now. Aren't you excited? Some crispy rice. Ooh, that's way too much cereal. Look at that. Whatever. So, anyway, I mentioned that this fellow comic that hosts a mic that I do comedy at, he kind of pissed me off because he was drunk and he was just, talking shit. And I don't know. This shouldn't have bothered me as much as it did. But I realized, why it hit a nerve, because I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, you're a horrible person, and I'm gonna falsely accuse you of rape now. I'm not like that. It's fucked up. It's fucked up that women can get away with that and people just go along with it, but that further exemplifies what I've been saying about America, that this whole country is fake. So much of Western civilization is the opposite of the world and how it really is, or how it should be, rather. So, sorry, I don't want to sound like Rush Limbaugh, but I know I do. But, anyway, yeah, this dude, he said that I was paranoid because I thought that everybody wanted to have sex with me. And I was like, dude, that is fucking true. But I was thinking about that, like, why do I think that? Is it just because of sexual tension? Is it just because, sometimes, people do want to have sex with me? Is it shame that I have because I'm not a virgin anymore? I mean, did y'all see that pap smear? Yeah. There was a smiley face next to the message that I did not have any venereal diseases. So, yeah, just to let you know, that was the lifestyle that I used to live. Yeah, I'm sure there's shame there. But I never really enjoyed sex. But because I'm a human and because I'm a woman, I felt like it was something that I should do. Or try to do, rather. Especially being in relationships, And I always had the habit of dating secular people. But I made this joke a while back. The secular people fucking a schizo girl, that's like the closest they'll ever be to God. It's true. I mean, I think that's why they were attracted to me, is because of that spirit. But, free spirits are always going to be exciting. But the thing about us is like, yeah, you can't catch me. That's what makes me the way that I am. So good luck keeping me. If you happen to catch my interest for like a minute, and then I'll get sick of you, or I get bored, and then I push you away, and then I'm fucking mean when you don't leave me alone. So yeah, it's like, what's the point in that? It's not fair. It's not fair for me to put somebody through that. So that's why I'm like, not going to do anything. I'm just going to be a eunuch for the rest of my life. Right? Because that's how I feel. Well, I mean, I don't have a dick. I have a vagina, but I don't really vibe with the vagina. So, It's not like I don't believe it's there or I think I can change it or anything like that. It's just more of a mental thing, right? But I don't think that that's going to go away. I mean, it hasn't for 37 years. It's just gotten worse. It's not just because of my nasty eating habits, okay? I just love being alone. And I like remember thinking that when I was a kid. I was like, I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life. I just want to go off into the woods and die, you know? I mean, why not, dude? Like, modern society convinces people that they have to spend all this time together. And that they do that through immigration, too. Immigration and, like, piling everybody in these cities together. They just want to make everybody as miserable as they possibly can be. When what everybody needs more than anything is solitude. Spend some time with God. Shut the fuck up. And pay attention to your surroundings. No technology. And people can't do that, though. They'd fucking die. They would seriously die. They would, like, go out into the woods for, like, 5 minutes and collapse. They'd be like, how do I do this? And then fucking hang themselves with a tree branch or some shit, you know? Like, they're just... Sorry, I was just thinking about something racist. I know that people would falsely interpret as racist, even though I wouldn't mean it that way, but people love to do that. They want to make every lynching about racism, right? No, but it's crazy, though. There's, like, horrible, horrible things happen in our society, you know, because of different things. You can attribute it to racism. You can attribute it to, you know, people not understanding each other, bad behavior, government forcing things upon people, you know, all kinds of stuff. But this world will always be a really terrible place. And I don't trust politicians, and I don't trust anybody to make it better. I trust myself to do whatever I possibly can to make my life better and my mindset better. You know, I read the Bible all the time, okay? That's why it looks like this, okay? I read the Bible. It's really important to me. And I feel like if more people had that sort of structure in their life, they wouldn't need people all the time, and they wouldn't need technology and, like, all this crap. But I know that I'm on the outskirts of the outskirts, and people would be like, you know, pitying me because I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy being alone. But they don't think that's possible because of Western civilization, Western demoralization, because they don't believe in family, okay? I'm not discouraging people from having a family. What I'm saying is, like, you best believe that people do all that because they don't know what they're doing. They just think that that's what they're supposed to do. And then they're horrible parents. And so I wish that people would, you know, find what they're looking for. But I don't think they will. Because they live in a society that doesn't, you know, I was, like, looking at the time. They live in a society that doesn't believe in, like, actual self-preservation. Whatever self-preservation this society supposedly believes in is involving, you know, the world and stuff that they buy and, you know, people that pay attention to them and care about their opinions and validate them or criticize them or pay attention to them. It's like, it's all about attention. So, I don't know. I know that the reason why I think that, okay, I'm different and I'm not interested in the same kind of stuff that sheep are interested in, like, you know, biological stuff. Like, if you're psychologically, you are wired differently, like, you're not going to want the same biological stuff. And so probably the easiest way that I could explain it would be through sex. So, like, the way that you think about sex is completely different. And it makes sense because, like, sex is, like, literally how we're all here. So, if you have, you know, people that are mentally ill and they either don't want to have sex at all, or their sex life is weird, or it's, like, just totally erratic, and or they're deviant, you know, they're like homo or lesbian, you know. I used to identify as bisexual. Now, honestly, like, if I were, like, still a leftist, I'd probably identify as trans. But I'm not okay with that. It's fucking weird. Why do they do that? I'm just gonna be a eunuch, okay? Because I want to be alone anyway. So it's fucked up that, like, trans people or whatever, they think that they can be with somebody. Like, no, that's not okay. I mean, it's not ever gonna satisfy you. That's why I say that. It's not just about God disapproving of it. You're never gonna be happy. So I'm trying to provide you a logical reason not to cut your genitals off, because it's not going to satisfy you the way that you think, and you're going to want to kill yourself even more than you already think you do, that you're not talking about. But of course you're on antidepressants, right? It's like all of this stuff, like, doesn't even work, and, like, people just swear by it. But anyway, back to my original subject involving me. Sex is just really weird for me. And, I mean, since I got saved or whatever, I don't even like saying that because it's so cheesy and trite, but it's true, though. You know, you look at things completely different, and, you know, you read the Bible and it changes your mind on so many things. And, you know, I always knew that it was wrong to have sex out of wedlock, mainly because it's just something, like, sex just, it should be something sacred. That's what I believe. Like, whether, like, you believe in God or not, like, it should be sacred. It's why we're all here. That should be sacred. For obvious reasons, people that don't understand that are just so dense about so many things, dude. And so many of the world's problems are because two people had sex. Okay? Literally. So abortion's fucking disgusting. This horrible thing that people have normalized and destigmatized because they've normalized and destigmatized bad behavior. Okay? And then they just want to blame men for that shit. Well, women choose to have the abortion, right? At some point, women are going to have to be held accountable for something, okay? But anyway, the reason why I'm so hard on them, I'm hard on myself. I'm hard on my former past life. My shadow self. It was like a shadow of a shadow of a shadow of a shadow of a shadow. But I do get paranoid. Because I might think about people, like, in a sexual way, but I don't actually want to have sex. You know? Maybe I should talk about this on stage because I feel like this is an interesting topic, and I'm sure that a lot of people would relate to it. Because it kind of seems absurd, but it also seems like very Amy Schumer material, which is why I don't want to do it. Here's what's funny about Amy Schumer. Isn't she married with a kid? I think so, yeah. Unless she divorced him or something. So she's, like, the only, like, female comic that, like, she made a whole thing about, you know, always talking about her genitals. And she gets blamed for all these things that women talk about on stage that are just so inappropriate, and they are like totally degenerate, right? But it's like, now she's married with a kid. No, it's interesting though. I wonder if she's still married to him. I hope so. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think she's done anything recently. The last thing I remember of her was like when she was wearing some god awful like leather outfit. And that was the one that Steven Crowder made fun of. I remember that shit. Because that's when I was like kind of getting into politics, and I was like watching all the really tame conservatives that like acted like they were so ballsy because they made fun of gays or something, you know? But like, I mean, he used to be funnier, but he did always seem like a dick. I'm sure that's why his wife is divorcing him, like, because he seems like a douchebag. And if she cites like emotional disturbances or something, like, she'll get all that fucking money. Especially because he's conservative too. I wonder if they're using him as like yet another like pawn, you know? I think they're all pawns. All the people that are in the news, especially like the dudes on the right that are in the news, yeah, they're all pawns. Some of them know, some of them don't. But that's the fun. Well, it was fun. It's fun for us because this is like the only fun that we have in relation to the world. It's like, ooh, what's a psych op and what isn't? But yeah, I do that in my own life too. That's why I'm trying to figure out this puzzle. If only I could stay on topic, that'd be amazing. But anyway, yeah, so there are several comments in this scene that I've definitely thought of in like a sexual way. And just to let you know, the last person I had sexual intercourse with out of wedlock, of course, was a comic. So I have to live with that. That I slept with a comedian. As a comedian, that is so shameful. I say that as a joke because comedians, ooh, you can tell I'm a comedian because of how many things that we do that we don't even mean to do that are kind of funny. If they're not like super duper funny. But, yeah, so the last person that I slept with was, another dude. Another dude that I do comedy with. And that was like a few years ago. And it was like after I found Jesus and like I had sex with him and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I just feel wrong about it. And he felt wrong about it. He felt bad about the whole situation. So, you know, we still talk every once in a while, but I feel like we're friendly. He's a cool dude. But older man, veteran with PTSD. But like funny. Like really funny dude. Kind of makes me upset that he doesn't come out more. But he was an artist too. That was another thing. He did like these amazing sketches. He's friends with Doug Stanhope, who's like one of the greatest comedians ever. So I'm just like stuffing mint leaves into my mouth. But yeah, so contrary to what it might have seemed like based off of the videos that I did not have sexual intercourse with Judson. It could have got to that point. And I just discovered the Orthodox Church. And it sort of like came between like him and the church. And ultimately I chose the church, you know? Because I can't just have sex with somebody and like not be in a relationship with them. Because like I've tried doing that and it's not me, you know? But yeah, I chose my faith because I just knew, like, I mean, I read that about sexual morality not being so good, you know, and I mean, I get it, you know, I'm adopted, and he's adopted too, so I figured he would understand, but he was kind of mad about it, but it's okay, he's a guy, so it's kind of understandable, but he's also a Protestant, so I feel like Protestants, like, just make excuses for, like, sinning, you know, so now it's one thing to, like, debate on what sin is. Like, for example, like, marijuana. Like, a lot of people ask that question. Or, like, getting drunk. You know, different things that people do. Like, vices that people have. Certain drugs, you know. Is this a sin? Is this wrong? Am I going to burn in hell for it? You know. But sexual immorality, though, that's not debatable at all. Because that is clear as day. It's repeated over and over again. Old and New Testament. So, it's kind of a no-brainer, okay? Like, unless you want to marry me, we're not fucking. So, he didn't want to marry me because he'd already been married, and that ended in disaster. And so, it's like, why would I want to marry somebody divorced, you know? So it's like, I'm having sex with an adulterer, technically. Now, he didn't look at it that way because he was like, oh, the Bible's dated. But that's the problem with it. When people say things like that, it's because they don't know the history of the church and they don't know how important those traditions are. But because they don't have discernment, they don't know, like, which rules they're supposed to follow and which things they're supposed to take, like, really seriously. And I feel like a lot of the metaphors get confused. But back to sexual immorality. There are plenty of people that I'll think about. Like, I'll look at them and I'll just, like, be like, I wonder what they're like to, you know, be weird with. You know, I wonder, because it is weird. Like, sex is weird. Like, two people getting naked and combining their genitals and, like, that's crazy. That's so crazy that people do that. But, like, I think about it. And I think the reason why I'm so weird, it's like I'm very outside the box in regards to, like, everything. The way that I look at the world, especially the way that I look at this society that we live in. So, like, just sex is weird to me, but I do, like, think about it, though. You know, like, I'm curious about it. But I feel weird. This is why I want to bring it up. Because it's just kind of obscure. Like, I feel like I'm always outside looking in. But I'm grateful for that. Because, like, the people inside don't seem that happy. You know, all the people having sex, they don't seem happy. All the people giving into their every last, you know, degenerate impulse, you know, they don't seem happy. You know, all these fat people, all these junkies, these phone junkies, I call them phony balloonies. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, one more second. Sorry, it would take a while. Let's see. I don't know if I showed you this one. I think it's pretty cool. I was gonna show you this other one. Yeah, you've already seen this one. Technology is boring. Oh my god, I'm so mad I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. You bore me, phony baloney. That's right. People are so boring. So, and because they're boring, they think they're depressed, but they're not depressed, they're possessed, right? It's okay because God loves them, right? See, if I just did like a story with my posters, I feel like that'd be good, but I don't know if I have the confidence to do that. But I made these recently. Real Christians hate the internet. That's right. That's right. If you're a real Christian, you get the fuck off the internet because Satan's lair. Okay? It's not a good place. Everything is fake, y'all. Everything's fake. Just because you happen to find real people, okay. Get their real number and for real call them. And then meet up with them and hang out with them face to face, okay? Do that weird shit. It's not for autistic people, okay? So you're gonna have to get over that. If you think you're autistic, you're probably not, okay? Just like the people, like what? Maybe I need to do another poster. Yeah, you should do posters about autism. Since you did that one about depression. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my next personal assignment. Is just to do posters about, mental health problems. Since there's so many, legion, right? Yes. Satan ain't shit, y'all. This is my favorite one so far. I just really like the colors. Satan ain't shit. So just keep that in mind. Like, he's got to get all these motherfuckers to do his dirty work. Because all he does is lie. Okay? So your psychiatrist is lying to you. The media is lying to you. All the celebrities that you look up to, that you idolize, are lying to you. Your politicians are lying to you. The teachers, the educators, pretty much everybody that you know, because they're influenced by these sacks of shit, okay? Everybody is lying to you, and I know that's depressing. But it's okay. So you can be with yourself. And you can have this amazing relationship with yourself and your creator that is unparalleled to everything that's going on. Like, it's way better. I promise. It's way better than every single thing that this piece of shit world could possibly offer you. I'm telling you this from personal experience. But anyway. Eventually, I will stop talking about what I was originally going to talk about. Sex. Sex, yeah. Why do I get paranoid that people want to have sex with me? This comic said that to me last night, and it rubbed me the wrong way. But I was like, why is this rubbing me the wrong way? Because this is true. This is somewhat true. Like, I've always been paranoid about this. But it's like, there have been so many times, though, that I've been friends with a dude, and then he starts looking at me a different way. Because at first we're like brother and sister, and it's amazing, and then eventually he wants to have sex with me. And, I mean, nothing bad has happened or anything. It's just, like, if there's ever been a time when, like, I felt like there's a dude that wanted something from me that I wasn't willing to give him, I mean, I don't put up with that shit. I don't know why people do. This is why I say my husband would shoot me, because I wouldn't put out. And rightfully so. Get me the fuck out of this world, honey. Right? But maybe I should just marry somebody, you know? Make sure he's got a lot of guns. But I don't want him to get in trouble for killing me, you know? That'd be funny if I just, like, wrote him a note. It was, like, euthanasia or something. I just piss him off. If I piss you off enough, you shoot me, honey.
I don't have sex with you, well, most men will just leave you. That's what happened to me, because I like told them they would, and then they did, because I wanted them to. So I purposely pushed them away, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to have to do that with people. I'd much rather just be amicable with them and like brother and sister, but unfortunately, like, it's not like that. I wish it was. But yeah, I am weird about sex though. Like, and maybe I project some of that, but I also think that people are talking about it nonstop, and they literally swipe for it. Like, they meet people on the internet, on an app, and fuck them that day. Like, that's very, very strange, okay? When I did that on MySpace, I got off MySpace, and I never used social networking again, okay? So...